Hey everyone, I am here today live with the founders of the Crypto Cannabis Club. Now, you all know that I share a love for both crypto and cannabis, and so being able to see the two really come together and have all this overlap is absolutely incredible. I love this project. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, it's called the Crypto Cannabis Club. There are really, really cool pieces of art. They're all NFTs. They have utility. It's a really, really cool community. If you followed it on Twitter at all, it's like been explosive over the past couple months even. And so I wanted to sit down today, get to know a little bit more about the project, the people behind it, and of course, give them flowers as we do on this podcast, and just let you all find out more about it too. So I'll let them introduce themselves and stop talking. If you all would like to start, I'll go in order of who I see directly next to me. So Ryan, if you'd like to begin and introduce yourself, please go ahead.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for having us today, Liz. I'm actually the newest member of the team. I'm joining the Crypto Cannabis Club as its CEO, which is incredibly exciting for me. My background in tech goes back more than 20 some odd years. I did my first startup
Wow.
in 1998, believe it or not. And that was around when I first started working with cryptographic technologies. So my
Wow.
background in cryptography and those types of software solution goes back quite a few years. And I also have been a cannabis consumer for pretty much that entire time as well. 7 years ago, I had the opportunity to get into the cannabis industry, and I've had several roles since then. For 4 years, I was the chief operating officer for Willie Nelson's cannabis company, and that was an amazing ride as well. I'm really looking forward to this new chapter, and so blown away by the opportunity to work with Jim and with Kevin. And the thing that I'm most excited about is, as you said earlier, this community is just incredible. Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
of course. Kevin, you want to go next?
Sure. My name's Kevin Fitzpatrick. I am co-founder of Crypto Cannabis Club. Jimmy's actually my brother. We've worked together in the cannabis space for almost a decade now. Started in Colorado, Oregon, touched Oklahoma for a bit, and recently wrapped up in Florida. My background is in cannabis ops. Um, I am a hash lover. I love rosin. That's what I love to do when I'm in the grow in the garden. I like to spin the hash and make some nice dabs. So getting into the NFT space and crypto has been a wild ride, but we're really excited on where we've come now and where it's about to go. We've got some really exciting news that will be coming out this week, and we are really pumped to take it to the next level.
Awesome. And Jimmy?
Yep, Jimmy Fitzpatrick, co-founder of Crypto Cannabis Club. So yeah, Kevin kind of touched on it. We've been working together heavily for the last, close to a decade now. Um, I kind of focused more on the cultivation side of things. I'm a flower guy, so I love being in the garden, and kind of specialized in process management, post harvest. Um, yeah, I've been dabbling in crypto and the NFT stuff for 2 years on the crypto side. NFTs, within just over a year now. And Kevin and I just saw this opportunity to kind of bridge that gap between crypto and cannabis
Mm-hmm.
via our NFTs. So here we are now, 5 months later, and we're stoked on where we're taking this thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. And so what made you want to dive into this kind of project? Like what was your inspiration behind it?
Um, well, we had seen, like, obviously when the NFT space kind of started, we had a group of friends that I had a friend that was doing one of ones. And it was actually my bachelor party when we started. Like it was 15 of us, and we were just all talking about NFTs, and most of us like didn't know what they were yet, and some of my friends were like
Right.
super early into it. One of my friends just like he's a videographer and he got into it early and was creating these amazing one of ones, which at the time just weren't
Wow.
really even selling. So that was
Right.
when we kind of got our first taste of like what the space was, but for the most part had the same reaction everybody else did when they first heard about it of like why would people spend this much money on a JPEG or a picture? We didn't really understand the underlying value. So um, once we started to kind of pay attention a little bit more and friends got into Top Shot and started to realize that like you could own this digital asset. I think that was really the turning point for me, and just started to really see some other projects pop up, and it kind of sparked interest to say like maybe we can tie cannabis to an NFT, and once that thought came up, like okay, we can do this, then it kind of spiraled into like what the project could be. Initially, it was let's just create plants. We want to create, similar to what bonsai did. We saw bonsai and was like, okay, we could do this, but maybe cannabis. And
Right.
then it spiraled into like, well, then we could do a game where you could grow these plants and they had like underlying traits. And then we spiraled into like, okay, well, maybe we need growers. Maybe we need like, actual avatar figures. So that's where the tokers came in. And um, that was kind of I guess the start of this project that now is our lives, and it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's really incredible to see what it's grown to. And even just in the last couple months, what would you say was your biggest first step? Was it, getting the art together? Was it, starting to curate your community? What was like the first pivotal moment forward with this project?
The art took a while.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted the art to stand out, and so finding the team to execute the art was like the first challenge, but
Mm-hmm.
um, we managed to find an amazing group out of Toronto, and they knocked it out of the park.
Okay, interesting. And what was the biggest first step you took there then? Like how did you begin fostering the community? And I know that fostering community, it's not always just one thing. It's like a collaboration of, multiple components that come together. What do you think was like your biggest moment where you thought, "Hey, we have something here?"
But yeah, I was saying our first few in real life events in Vegas, we kind of hit the ground running and got a booth at MJ BizCon. So we did the expo during the day, and then at night there was a group of tokers that came out there. So we threw a couple of events, and I think just seeing how strong the community was in person and how excited they were on the project and the roadmap and where we plan to take things. I think was where we were like, okay, we've got something here.
Right. Yeah. And then that's so smart to bridge that in real life experience with NFTs. I think that that's been such a home run for people who are really diving into this space. And especially with cannabis and crypto, it's so unique because cannabis already is so community based. Because, as you guys know, every state is different. I'm from the East Coast originally. I'm in LA now. I know that a lot of you are based on the East Coast, and the how it's not legal in most of the East Coast. And now there's different medical states, rec states, but it's tough on the East Coast. And so community is such a critical component of cannabis because how else do you get your product? How else do you know what's good? You have people you sesh with, and so I think it's such a natural pull. I'm curious how you tapped Ryan to join the team.
Oh, that was easy. I was like a moth to a flame, and you
Really?
just nailed it. Because yeah, I'm passionate about community building, and I'm passionate about building authentic communities. And when I was invited to take a look at this one, it just jumped out at me because, like you're saying, I mean, the cannabis community is nothing if not authentic, right? You have to, in olden times, you had to be to know who you were talking to, right? To make sure you weren't talking to someone you shouldn't be. And so a friend of a friend was really important, and those authentic connections are really powerful. And that's what I love. You go on our Discord server, we have channels for people who are growing their own pot. We have channels where people can smoke pot together, and that's the vibe. And for us, where we really see the potential for the future is helping the cannabis community in the real world to make that transition to the metaverse. And we want to make sure that if there is a cannabis community in the metaverse, it's authentic and not someone's imaginary view of what a cannabis consumer thinks the metaverse version of the cannabis community should be like. So that's really what we're setting out to do. And that's what we're most excited about, I think, is trying to be ambassadors, if you want to use that term, between the metaverse cannabis community and the real world cannabis community. And I think we're the right group of people to do that.
I totally agree. I mean, I've been watching the NFT space for a while, and I've especially been watching the cannabis NFT space for a while, and it's just it's crazy seeing how one overlaps the other, and just how consistent the community is, coming from cannabis to crypto. And so from there, you're providing so much utility for people. I've seen in your spaces that you have, I've seen, the partnerships that you're building, that you announce almost weekly at this point. What would you say has been the biggest partnership to date?
Well, we're excited to be working with all of the partners that we're working with, and there's some great groups in there, Old Pal, Dr. Dabber, to name a couple. But I think one of the ones that's been most inspiring is the relationship that we've developed with Ricky Williams and the team at his new cannabis brand, Heisman. We've been very collaborative. They've been wonderful about providing our community with access to Ricky and to their really tremendous products. And then at the same time, Ricky's been very generous with his time and has really started to become a part of our community in a very real way. So I think, that one has been pretty special for us, but over time, we want to have the same kind of depth of relationship with all of our partners.
Right. And do you have any exciting partnerships coming up that you can hint at? I know you have some big announcements coming this week.
Well, we've spent the last couple of months introducing some new partners for existing cannabis brands. And I think we might have a couple of more still in store, but I don't know if it's okay to share it now, but I think one of the things that we're most excited about later on this week, we're going to be announcing our own cannabis brand, and that's probably what we're most excited about at this point. You're going to be able to buy Crypto Cannabis Club Cannabis.
Wow.
And if you own one of our NFTs, you're going to be getting some fire weed at a really great discount.
That is insane. So where are people going to be able to do that? Is that like which market are people going to be able to participate with that?
Yeah, great question, Liz. We have to start somewhere. The goal is, of course, world domination. We want tokers to be able to buy Crypto Cannabis Club cannabis everywhere that cannabis is legal. So that's really the vision. We're starting in California. So good news
Cool.
for you, Liz. Hopefully we'll be able to
Yeah,
get
I was
delivery.
like, yes.
We met a really great team. In fact, as Jim was talking about earlier at MJ BizCon this year, we met the team from Camp Nova, and they're a
Oh,
direct.
cool.
Yeah, really amazing folks, and they're a direct to consumer delivery platform in
Mm-hmm.
California. And so we're going to be working with them, and we'll have three different strains of cannabis. I'm actually going to be meeting with them tomorrow. We're going to be going through a bunch of different samples, and we're going to choose the top six strains. And then from there, we're going to have our community vote on the top three. And those top three is what's going to show up in the package. And then
Wow.
around, we think mid March, people will be able to start buying that. And with the folks that already own one of our NFTs, they'll be able to get $50 cannabis for $35, which we think is an amazing opportunity. But what we're more excited about is the profits from selling the cannabis, we're going to be reinvesting into the program. So eventually that discount is going to go up and up and up to our goal is to be able to provide cannabis for almost nothing. You know, the law has a few restrictions there. I don't think we can give it for $0, but whatever the minimum amount
Yeah.
people pay, that's the goal. So that's the vision, and we're excited to be partnering with Camp Nova on this. We think it's going to be a hit.
That's incredible. And so, are you gonna have an in-person event anytime soon then in California or anywhere else? Especially, I mean, I know it's January now, almost February, but 420 is right around the corner. And so I wanted to see if you have anything planned for that or any places we can see you at next in person.
Yeah, we're working on it, Liz. Definitely put a pin in that one. We have a couple of
Okay.
other announcements coming, and you know we definitely want to do something special when the product launches in mid March. Of course, 420, you can count on that one. We'll have an event going there, and we're working on our calendar for the rest of the year. But there's going to be a bunch of ways that you get to connect with us in person for sure.
Very cool. And then I know you mentioned that there is a game coming out. Can you speak more to that at all? I know play to earn this year, like we had pre-ICO season, we had NFT season. I think this year is going to be a huge year for play to earn.
Sure. Yeah, we're we're working on right now the development of the game. We've been working on it for I'd say 3 to 4
Wow.
months. It's gonna be hopefully coming closer to the end of the fourth or first quarter. It's going the kind of gameplay is gonna run similar to Zed Run, where uh, you know, users can connect their wallet, enter into a competition where they're going to be competing head to head against other holders. Essentially, you'll select the toker you want to compete with. Plant. The plants all have underlying traits that will contribute to the scoring. And then, once the room is filled, the algorithm will generate a score, and it'll play the animation. And so, we wanted to make that animation exciting. When you play Zed Run, and I don't know if you have, when you're watching your horse run, it's
Yeah.
really exciting. And we want that same excitement. So, when the animation does play out, you're going to see, tokers basically racing
What?
and trying to
That is
harvest their wheat.
so cool.
So yeah, so it's going to be really fun. And then there's also a breeding aspect to the game where obviously when you're entering your plants in, you
Mhm.
want to win. So you're perform and you're going to have plants that don't
Right.
perform, similar to active cannabis. So we want to incentivize people to get rid of the plants that don't perform and in turn create new plants that hopefully will be a winner. So there will be breeding aspects to the game where you can, if you have a male, you put your male up for
Wow.
breeding, and if you have male, you would select which male you want to breed with. You're breeding for specific traits that hopefully you figure out are successful or not successful. And then there are dominant and recessive traits. So if there's a male that holds a certain pot and a female that holds a certain pot, there's also two other possibilities of hidden recessive traits that you don't see that are potentially going to pop up in the breeding process. So we think that's going to be really fun. And then there's also going to be staking involved. So you're going to be able to stake your NFT in return for a token that we will soon be coming out with when we release the game as well.
That is fucking huge. That's massive. Wow. I didn't realize you're going to put, have staking with it. And then, for anyone listening that's a little bit more new to this kind of terminology, I know there's like some of my friends, and I'm sure you guys have the same experience, like some of my friends are like all in, and some of them are still just like, why the fuck would I spend even $1 on like a picture I can just right click and save? And so if any of these terms are new to you, I'm not going to take the time right now to explain them. I'm sorry if that's what you were waiting for, but please go Google, like do your own research. I've been having, different live streams and stuff where we're like, learning together. So tune into those. But, and you guys have Twitter spaces every week, if not more. And so, always tune in. This is such a learning process. I just wanted to insert that little tangent just in case anyone's lost. Please do your own research or engage with others to learn these things, because it's really moving fast and it's such an exciting world. And so, that's really cool that you're doing that, because you both have growing experience. Ryan, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you have growing experience, but that is like not just a game. Hobby grower, okay, yeah, that counts. And so, that's huge in education for others, because like for me, I am like learning a lot more about growing. I'd love to be a hobby grower. I have a very small space, so it's not very it's not ideal for that just right now, but it's so intriguing to learn about the growing process and what creates, what breeding creates certain strains and why certain traits are important. And so maybe a lot of it is going to be made up for the game, but I'm wondering how, in this long-winded question, how realistic is the game to actual growing?
Well, obviously with cannabis breeding and growing in general, there's a lot that goes into it. And if anybody's ever grown weed, they would know what all goes into growing a plant, especially at scale. But we tried to fit in as much as we could. I think we easily could have went way further with it. And I think our intention for the web-based game is for it to be a little bit more simple, and really dive into maybe like a Farmville style game in the metaverse. So we kind of took an approach to this where it's from a breeding perspective, it's the possibilities are very similar, right? Like when you're breeding a cannabis plant, growers are looking for certain traits, and that was kind of the goal here, is you want to breed the best plant, and by doing so you need to identify which traits are successful or will, in the case of the game, will help you win. In real life, you're growing to obviously grow the best pot because you want it to sell. So we tried to include those dominant and recessive traits in there and throw in different hidden possibilities, because that's how it is in real life. So I think the users are going to be happy with the gameplay of the play-to-earn game. But we do plan on taking a deeper dive into growing in the metaverse, and the goal there is to have to water your plants every day and have to go to the nude store and in the metaverse we can have all that. We can have a nutrient store where you have to go purchase that, and if you don't water your plant every day, it's gonna die. So a little bit more realistic in the metaverse, and want to take it as far as like having to harvest your plant and being able to go sell it, to a dispensary. So that's I think we'll be able to kind of check all the boxes between both our web-based game and the metaverse.
When you're giving all of these announcements and fostering this community and Discord and stuff too, I've noticed that Twitter has been huge for you guys. Would you say that that's like your number one social media platform to go to?
Without a doubt. Yeah, I mean the NFT space for the most part lives on Twitter, and Instagram has definitely been a platform for us. It's interesting because the cannabis space lives on Instagram, the NFT space.
Yeah, totally.
So we want to kind of play both there. And then Discord is great for everybody to really be able to socialize as a community. We've got a Rips camp where everybody gets on, and at times we've maxed out the room. We've had Ricky Williams in there, and everybody's session together. So they've kind of all got their place for us. But Twitter has definitely been the biggest as far as bringing in new community members that are familiar with the NFTs, know how to. They all have, for the most part, have a wallet set up. That's where all the is going down on Twitter. So yeah, Twitter's definitely been a great tool for us to build our community.
And just so everyone knows, when do you always have your weekly Twitter spaces?
Yep, that's where we hold our weekly Twitter spaces, Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern. Yep.
Cool. 4:20 PST then.
Oh yeah.
I just said it's perfect timing. We've kind of always do that. Like when we do announcements, we announce at 4:20. So anytime we drop anything, that's it's just very fitting for the project.
It's always 4:20.
Right. Always 4:20. I love that. Okay. So, any other last additions or things that you want to share before we go into our rapid fire round and learn about what you all are either smoking on or cool gear that you're loving right now?
Nope, ready.
Yeah, I think we've hit on it.
Awesome. Yeah, I love hearing about this project. Like, just, I mean, from a personal stance, like this is really, really cool. And I've really loved watching it grow over the past, few months, like almost a year. It's really crazy. And so, yeah, let's learn about what you guys are smoking on. So Ryan, I'll start with you. What are you smoking on right now? Is there any cool gear you want to share? Also, other people in the past have shared just like random smoking tips. So like for, well, actually, a bunch of us have kind of longer hair. Some of you might actually have longer hair than me. They have this like spray that they spray on themselves that's like a deodorizer, basically. It's like a high-end hair product. And so if you have any tips like that too, I welcome them. So Ryan, I'll start with you.
Amazing. Well, I'm very sorry to say that I don't have any hair product recommendations for you, but I'm definitely open if you've got a hot tip. I need all the help I can. For me, I'm mostly partial to living soil and sun-grown cannabis, and in my own grow, I grow outdoors myself. And I think, the one I've been in love with, it's been about a year now since I got my hands on it. It's called White Thorn Rose. And it's grown by a farm in California called Huckleberry Hill Farms. They're up outside of Garberville in Humboldt. It's beautiful. It's got kind of a pink purplish color to it and tons of linalool, this amazing terpene. It's a super terpy strain, and it just hits just right. Really flavorful, really tasty. So I smoked that one a fair amount. And then let's see. In terms of gear, I love to pull tubes. I love to smoke joints. But in terms of my daily driver, I've mostly dry vape flower. I've got a little hidden room in my house with an exhaust fan, and I can go hit it in there, and no one gets mad at me for sneaking into the house. But so I've used a bunch of dry vape vaporizers over the years, but man, when we started working with Dr. Dabber,
it's nice.
They were kind enough to give me. They have one called the Switch. Oh my goodness! It's ridiculous. And it allow you to go between dabbable concentrates and dry flower. And it's a dry vape, but it's got a bubbler off the side
What'd you
of the
call
thing.
that?
So it's
I'm
basically an
gonna
electronic
switch
bomb.
because I'm literally gonna have to write that down.
It is the best thing I've ever used.
Okay, I didn't realize they did anything for
Dr.
flower
Dabber's
products. I thought it was mostly just for
Dr.
dabs.
This thing's amazing. Highly recommend it. It's really great.
Okay, all right, I love
That's
it.
what's up with me. I'll let the boys shout out their stuff.
I'm a joint smoker, so pretty much joints all day if I'm not smoking dabs. I just recently had a baby, and prior to the baby show, my wife yelled at me for dabbing too much, so I'm pretty much straight joints right now. And yeah, I mean, being in Florida, it's a little interesting with market here. I pretty much only shopped at one plant for the longest time. I think they definitely had the highest quality flower in Florida. And yeah, so pretty much joints all day. I really love gassy strains, so they have a GMO, they got the GG4, just straight gas. If it's gas, it's good with me. So
anything GMO, anything garlic, I will smoke, I will dab, I will whatever. I love it.
Oh, GMO rosin is like the goat for me right now. It's
GMO is so dank.
Foul. I love it so much. The flavor is just amazing. The Soy Kuban you guys in Denver hooked us up with. They had some Grease Monkey. They've kind of put on. They had a Florida Kush. So yeah, I was smoking on that for a while when I was dabbing, but lately just flower and J's for me.
Usually I can find a decent GMO flower. I'll pick that up when I can, but it's been a little bit harder to find out here recently. But GMO rosin, I had this is kind of a tangent, but I had COVID in I don't know, October, September. And I had literally all this weed laid out because I was like, I'm going to see which one I can smell first because that's the one I know is really good and super terpy because I lost all my senses. And so anything that was a GMO rosin, I could smell it immediately. I was like, yes, I'm back. But the smell was so intense. They were so terpy. I was like, these are winners. It was from I think one of them was an Alien Labs. It wasn't just GMO, it was a hybrid. But one of them was from Alien Labs, and then one of them was from Papa's Select, which a lot of people have given me shit for liking that. But Papa's Select, if you're out in the California market, I think they have at least whatever they put out recently was really, really nice. So I also just love GMO. Anyone else who's a fellow GMO lover can definitely talk for way too long about that.
Oh.
Jimmy, anything that you're smoking on? Oh, yeah.
I'm a flower guy as well. I was huge into blunts back in the day. Typically, it's just joints now, but since we've partnered up with King Palm, I put in an order to get some of their wraps and try those out.
Nice.
Tobacco free, so but yeah, like Kevin said, one plant was kind of the spot we shopped at here in Florida. We're good homies with P-Bud, so whenever they drop the Chem Dog, we got to go in there and cop that, or the Mac Caps Cut. They grow some awesome Mac out of there that I really enjoy. So growing up, I smoked a lot of the mango from down here in South Florida. I can't come across it too much anymore, but whenever it does, I make sure to grab that up.
Thank you guys for sharing all your tips. And then any other last tips or tricks you want to share before we go into our rapid round? All right. Then since there's 3 of you, I will try to change up the order. I wrote down the questions because I was like, there's no way I'm going to remember this. For 3 different people, but I'm gonna try to change up the order as much as possible. Literally pulling my iPad over because I was like, how am I gonna do this for 3 people? I had to do it for 2 yesterday and it worked out semi okay. No, it was great. We'll start on a positive note. It's all about positivity. All right. I'm gonna go backwards. Jimmy, I will start with you if that's okay. All right, you ready? These questions are really tough. All right, so
I didn't study, so hopefully I pass this test.
okay. All right, so first, Ethereum or Bitcoin?
Ethereum. I gotta go with Ethereum.
All right, sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Snoop or Chong to smoke with?
Oh man, that's a tough one, but I'm a big hip hop guy, so I think I'm gonna pull with Snoop on this.
All right, bong or dab?
Flower all day.
All right, joint or blunt?
Joint. I'm a joint guy.
Scary movie or funny movie?
Funny movie, hands down.
All right, cool. All right, you passed the test. That's it. That's it. That's it for the rapid round. You did great. They're just like quick things for people to learn about you and your smoking style and your crypto preferences. All right, Kevin, you ready?
Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna try and mix it up, like I said.
Okay.
Snoop or Chong?
I gotta go with Snoop. I think it would be the coolest shit ever to smoke a Snoop Dogg. Sign me.
All right, joint or blunt?
Joints, big joints.
Rock or rap?
Rap.
Scary or funny movie when you're high?
I'm a comedy guy. I do not fuck with scary movies at all. So
Okay.
one for me.
Sweet or savory?
What are we talking here? Are we talking
Edibles.
edibles? Okay, I'm gonna go sweet.
Okay, all right. We'll take that. And then Ethereum or Bitcoin?
I have to go Ethereum. All NFTs are living on Ethereum, so have to go Ethereum.
Yep, okay. All right, you also passed. Ryan, it's up to you. The rest of the team is carrying you through.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. Blunt or joint?
Joint.
Chong or Snoop?
I gotta say Snoop. I feel bad for Tommy, but I gotta say Snoop.
Man.
And much love to Tommy, but I'm going with Snoop.
That's okay. That's okay. Snoop likes blunts. Tommy, he's a little. I gotta say, like, he doesn't smoke as much as he used to. I'm gonna get like a call from his team or something, and they're gonna be like, "Don't tell people that." But I've smoked with both of them, and Snoop definitely smokes more, but he definitely also holds the whatever you're smoking a little bit too long. All right, indica or sativa?
Indica.
Okay, all right, and then sweet or savory?
I go with sweet.
Scary or funny movie?
Funny, definitely. No scary movies for me.
Okay, and Ethereum or Bitcoin? I can't remember if I asked you that one.
Yeah, Ethereum. All about the NFTs.
Ethereum, all right. All the NFTs. Thank you all so much for joining. I really appreciate your time, and I'm so excited for everything that's coming up for the Crypto Cannabis Club. If you all want to find them on Twitter, it is at Is it at Crypto Cannabis Club completely spelled out?
No, it's at Canna Club.
Crypto Canna Club, got it. And then any other places people should look for you or find you, and where can they buy an NFT?
Our NFTs are available on OpenSea, and then they can also go to the website at it's cryptocannabisclub.com. If they go to the website, it's got links to OpenSea. It's got more information on our project. And yeah, that's kind of the central location for everything. Also on our Twitter, there's a link tree.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. Thanks for joining. Send us flowers. Again, I'm sending you all flowers for joining. And I will see you in your Twitter spaces on Wednesday.
So great. Thanks, Liz.